Hi again, I'm Sharlene Styles, and if you've been following me for the last video, welcome back. I've been talking about my story, and I'm going to continue to do this for 7 days. So my last video, if you haven't watched it, it just explains that I came from a career in finance and left the financial field after 20 years and pursued just a general interest course that I was taking in holistic nutrition, which then became my work, and then dealing with women um, from a holistic lifestyle perspective versus what I thought it would be just holding retreats for fun as a part-time little thing until I figured my life out. Anyhow, I want to take you back to when I was in nutrition school and just highlight the two things that really resonated with me and has shaped who I am, what I do, and truly what I believe. And those two things were energy modalities, healing energy, and also Ayurveda. So out of all of the courses in holistic nutrition, which was, I don't know, 20 or 20 something, from pathology to anatomy to biochemistry to sports nutrition, there was so many different courses that had the potential, herbal medicine, to hook me. But really what I found fascinating was through the journey of not only holistic nutrition, but also through yoga. So the energy. When I first heard of this notion that, something that you couldn't see, but yet you could feel, like how it could shape someone's not only mindset, but also biochemistry, how it can vibrate on a cellular level and affect them not only emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. It was just mind blowing to me. And then, of course, the more you pay attention to things and actually um, start to feel or tap into that intuition part of you, which for me was pretty much muffled, being in a very ego driven and go type of industry in the financial field. I didn't have the space. I didn't have the capacity to hear the whispers of the universe, to feel the energies, to feel the vibrations. I mean, of course, I think I did feel, on a large scale, if there's tension or tightness, or, you walk into a room and there's been an argument, like you can feel that. But I didn't feel it on such a subtle level, and it was so profound to me. So there was a couple of things that really stood out to me, and one of them comes from one of my all-time favorite teachers in holistic nutrition. Her name is Jane. She is like radically shaped what I've done, actually. And yeah, I'm going to talk about her a little bit more in another video, I think. But anyhow, I went to see Jane, who was a practitioner at the time, but she was also a teacher, and she did some work with me because I was very imbalanced from, over, well, more than a decade of attaining and trying to be successful at the sacrifice of not only my health, but relationships, etc., etc. So when I went to see Jane, she brought out this device. It was a biofrequency feedback machine, and she tested my energy levels and gave me some remedies, which were just vibrational energy. So if you've heard of flower essences, that's basically the principle of it. And honestly, like, this tiny, I should have brought one to show you, but this tiny little bottle of these little drops, what she gave me and how it impacted me, like, instantly. I mean, within days, I noticed a difference of how I shifted, how my mentality, my emotional, like my level of acceptance and understanding and seeing the world, and how people responded to me. I know it sounds crazy, but it was so radical for me that it blew me away. And when I opened up my office on top of the yoga studio, I knew that I needed to have this machine because well, for many reasons, because it had such an impact on me, but also the women that I was seeing. As I said earlier in another video, it wasn't just about the food. So this little device, it deals with psychosomatic energy and testing it at different levels. So as a physical level, a mental, emotional, and a spiritual level. And I got quite good at using it. And what made me better at it is because I saw the results these women were getting in their life. Like, incredible, blow my mind, like incredible results. So more so than I can get with, or I could have gotten with them through nutritional counseling or just working on motivation or trying to change habits. This energy frequencies was working at such a subtle level, but such a significant level that these women were having these, it was a subtle change, but radical. And the way that I like to describe it is, you know, how they saw the world and how the world saw them was kind of how we're looking at each other right now, or how you're looking at me, how I'm looking at the camera. And these these little drops create this little shift. So I'm like, I'm still in the same spot, but now I'm shifted. And how you see me now is a different perspective, but also how I see you is at a different perspective. So you're still the same person, but the perspective changes, and how you deal with situations and relationships and people, your outlook changes. So anyhow, this energy modality has stuck with me, and I still work with flower essences, vibrational frequencies, getting beneath the conscious level and not having to do talk therapy. I find that these remedies, and I'll call them remedies because they really do shift, they help you disengage from the emotional pre-programming or programming that you've had from experience. Um, Anyhow, there's been also other energy modalities that I've worked with in terms of chakras, and tuning forks was one of my go-to specialties. I don't use it so much anymore because I don't see so many people in person that much anymore, but it is definitely still something that I do offer. But I picked one up just to show you a tuning fork. So you strike it and it makes a sound, and the sound and the vibration of the actual tuning fork can train the cells, your cells, to operate at their optimal frequency. So each cell, we know everything around us is energy. So each of our cells, from a skin cell to a blood cell to a bone cell to a pancreatic cell, they all have different frequencies and vibrations, which is measurable. So these tuning forks are highly calibrated at very specific hertz to do very specific things. I first experienced this in an osteopathic treatment, and my osteopath at the end of the treatment did this tuning fork, a little bit of a session, and applied it directly to some points in my body. And honestly, it felt like maybe not an excavator, but like this construction machine going through my body. I felt it on such an intense level that too made me inquire more about it, and what got me actually to eventually learn it and use it as a modality. And I still use it today. But all this to say, energy is something that I think is entirely important and very effective, and I still use it in my sessions today, virtually or in person, and it depends on what the actual person needs. But yeah, I invite you to leave me a comment if you've ever tried any energy modalities, what it is that you like, what you get from it. I'm curious to know. I'm always learning more, and I invite you to share if anyone else is caring to do that. Please leave it in the comments below. And again, if you too are wanting to dive further with me, feel free. We can book I do offer a 30-minute complimentary lifestyle and energy assessment where I'll look at all aspects of your life and see where you are, where you want to go, what might be holding you back, and some possible next steps to get you there. Anyhow, I'm going to be back tomorrow because I vowed to do this for 7 days. So I'll see you soon.